So tuples in Python. So we already practiced strings and lists. So a list is group of elements placed within square brackets separated by comma. Lists are mutable in Python. Mutable in the sense we can make changes. Even tuple is also used to store sequence of immutable Python objects. Immutable, we cannot make any changes to the tuple. The value of the item stored in tuple cannot be changed. So how do you create a tuple? You can create a tuple using parentheses, brackets. A tuple is collection of elements separated by comma placed within parentheses. Try to observe the difference between a list and tuple. A list is group of elements separated by comma placed within square brackets. So we can have any type of data. Look at the example T1. So we have 3 elements. T2 we have 3 elements, strings, and T3. So T3, look at T3, the elements are not placed within parentheses. But it's better practice, better to use the parenthesis always. And we have type inbuilt function which determines the type of the Python object. So we can create an empty tuple simply by giving some tuple name. Let it be some T4 is equal to, they are empty parentheses actually, it's not 0, they are empty parentheses. So creating tuple with the single element is slightly different. Look at the example clearly. So tup1 is equal to java t point and print type tup1 and tup2 is equal to java t point comma and print type tup2. Observe the output clearly. The first one is treated as a string and second one is treated as a tuple. You need to identify the difference between a list and tuple in if you are having one element. So in tuple, if you are having single element, you need to put comma after the element to declare the tuple. If not, what happens? It will be treated as string. So we follow the notation, the index notation. If you are moving from left to right, index 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Look at this example where we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and we have for loop for I in tuple 1, you are printing each and every element. Look at the output. Tuple 1 of 0 is your first element, tuple 1 of 1 is your second element, tuple 1 of 2 is your third element and so on. So here the variable is tuple 1. So look at example 2. So you can read the number of elements with the help of input function. The difference between 1 and 2 is, in example 2 we are reading the number of elements using the function input. Look at the term tuple, tuple. If you want to convert it into integer, you need to put int. As you know, the input function always reads the data in the form of strings. You want integer element, you need to put int. You want tuple element, you need to put tuple. The indexing and slicing in tuple are similar to list. The indexing starts from 0 and goes up to the length minus 1 from left to right. Look at this example. Look at the example how you use index and how you use slicing. The way what you use in strings and lists, the similar way you can use indexing and slicing here. So you go through all the examples. So look at this example. So we have tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Print TUP of 0, first element, TUP of 1, second element, TUP of 2, third element, and so on. TUP of 8, you get a message, tuple index out of range. Check it out how many elements are there. So we have 7 elements, the index is from 0 to 6 only, but we are trying to print TUP 8. So we are trying to access element which is outside the range of tuple. So it raises an index error, the index out of range. Look at this example, slicing. The same what we used in lists. So this is an example of negative indexing. So we consider from right to left, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. So as tuples are immutable, means we cannot make any changes. The tuple items cannot be deleted using DEL, which we used in lists. But you can delete the entire tuple. Look at this example. Tuple 1, we have 6 elements. Print tuple 1, DEL tuple 1 of 0. You get an error message. So here we are trying to delete the first element, which you get an error message, and look at another DEL. So DEL tuple 1, we are trying to delete the entire tuple which is possible. So we practice the operators concatenation, repetition, and membership in lists, and the same way they work here also. So go through the examples one by one. So we have two tuples and T1, T with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and T1 is 6, 7, 8, 9. So even we can use for loop to iterate over the different elements of the tuple. So we have some inbuilt function CMP to compare two tuples, and it returns true if first tuple is greater than the second tuple, and so on. And we have len to find the length of the tuple, and max, min, and look at the fifth one. Look at the fifth one, tuple. It converts any sequence to tuple. So if tuple and list works in the same way, then where do we use tuple? So we use tuple instead of list where you don't want to make any changes. You don't want to make data any changes. And tuple can simulate a dictionary without keys. Look at the example, nested structure, and this can be used as a dictionary. So 101 John 22, 102 Mike 28, 103 Dustin 30. This is what you call list of tuples. So we have three tuples separated by comma placed within square brackets. So what are the basic differences between list and tuple? So we need to use square brackets in list, and we use parentheses in tuple, and the list is mutable, means we can make any changes. So third one, the list has a variable length, as we are allowed to make some changes. So list of variable length. So wherever you want to store simple collections with no any constraints, and where you want to make some changes to the items, then you better always go with list. So tuple, we use it whenever you want to go with read-only collections. Read-only collections means we don't want to make any changes to the data. So in those occasions we use tuple. So the lists are less memory efficient when you compare with tuple.